I went back to being a biologist with the Cowichan tribes, and so it was sort of like I'd come full circle. And I stayed with that job for 4 years, and it was becoming increasingly clear to me that a lot of the issues around fisheries, particularly Aboriginal fisheries, were based in the law, Aboriginal rights, right? Because we just, we were still trying to struggle with, the Sparrow decision and how to implement that and how to make that meaningful. And so, I realized that, I couldn't do what I wanted to do without knowing the law. And so I went to law school because, the DFO people kept saying, we can't talk to you about that. You have to be a lawyer. And so I thought, well, damn it, I'll be a lawyer then, and then you'll have to talk to me. So I went to law school, and that was quite a learning in itself, because that was hard. That was really hard. It was sort of like coming face to face with your abuser, and realizing that how much incredible interference that the Indian Act and all of the sort of authority of the law had on my life, and how through the Indian Act basically I was placed with that family. And so I had huge emotional and physical reactions to the law, where literally every day I was having body memories. I was on the floor shaking like I had epilepsy. And in second year I actually got really sick. I got a really rare virus called Tularosa Hunt syndrome, and so I was bedridden for months. I mean, it was just crazy. It was like, it was just one thing after the other. So anyways, that finally ran its course, and I thought, you know what, I'm just finishing this degree because I'm just that mule-headed, and I did. And then ironically enough, I actually went to work for the Department of Justice, which is a federal department. And then, as fate would have it, when Stephen Harper, in all his wisdom, was letting people go, I mean, I was one of the people that got let go. And so I really scrambled to find a job. And here in Victoria, I mean, it's beautiful, but boy, everyone else knows that too. And so they all wanted to be here, and to find a job as a starting lawyer was really hard. And so I knew I didn't want to do family or criminal law, but that was the only position I could find. And so I did that for a year, and I worked up in Duncan, and I really bow my head to those people who can do that, because I think, I was a good lawyer for my clients. I really did go to bat for them, and I really did work hard for them. And a lot of them obviously were Aboriginal, because Cowichan Tribes is there, and they're the largest band in BC. But I just couldn't do it. I just physically, it was too wearing. It was just too triggering. And so I realized that I needed to get out. And at the time, the firm I was working for was actually imploding, so it was a good time to leave. And then I went off, and my former legal assistant had started work at another firm, and so I went there, and I worked as a researcher for a year, hoping, that they would take me on as a lawyer, and they did. So I was really happy about that they took me on, and they do Aboriginal law. So it's kind of, again, it's sort of this weird, making yourself whatever the person wants, and then somehow getting your own needs met. It has always worked for me. And so, yeah, I guess that's just how I see the world.